So I decided to give myself pedicures since I can't afford to get them done anymore. I'm going to do a soapy soak first, and then do a little scrubby scrub to the heels. Get some of the dead skin off. This was actually so much work. I was like sweating during the filming of this. Time to get the little hairs off of the toe knuckles. More people should do this. It's an overlooked step in the pedicure, I think. Probably the only thing I do well when it comes to pedicures. These toe separators gave me such a hard time. They kept falling out. They weren't the same size either. I guess if I'm going to keep this up, I should get new ones. This is some sort of electronic buffer that does not work very well. I tried about 3 different tips. Could have been just that the battery was low, but really didn't do much. Now it's time to sanitize the little, I don't know what this tool is called, but I sprayed some alcohol on it to clean it a little bit, and now I'm gonna get the little toe jammies out of my toes, and there's a lot of that in there. Now I'm just going to push the cuticles back a little bit. I'm really afraid of doing anything related to my cuticles, like cutting or even pushing it back. So I'm really careful when doing this, and it really kind of weirds me out, but I just kind of tap it a little bit. The toe separators are giving me a hard time again. These were so thin, they just kept falling out, and my toes are falling all on top of each other, so it really was not doing its job. So I thought the camera was on while I was clipping the other toes, but realized that it wasn't, and so you only get to see me clip a couple of toes. By the time I got to this point of doing the buffing or buffering, whatever it's called, I was pretty worn out. I was pretty ready to be done with this whole process. But I pushed through. I know I have to finish. Gotta get to the polishing part. But I don't know. I think next time I'm gonna skip a few steps. It was just a few too many steps for me. I see why I used to pay for this. It's really intense to do yourself. The whole point of me doing this was to not spend any money or to spend as little money as possible. So I didn't buy any new items. These are all things that I already have around the house. So I saved a ton, but I probably should get some professional tools, or I don't know, maybe better tools. But we'll see how this whole process goes. I think I'm going to experiment with other things I can do with my toenails, like press-ons or fake toenails or something at home that I can do. So this is some little contraption that I got at the dollar store actually years ago and just never used. It's for applying French tips. You put a little bit of the nail polish onto this silicone or rubbery tip, and then you just press it into or on top of the toenail. Now you're going to get a lot of mess and polish on your skin, but the method is supposed to be just wipe that off with a brush and some toenail polish or polish remover, and it should come off. So this is me putting the white French tip polish onto the silicone, and it's going to just push onto the nail, and it's supposed to give you a cleaner line. It's much cleaner than trying to do it by hand, make a straight line, but it still wasn't very great. Next time I'm going to get closer so you can see in more detail, but it didn't look very good, but it was a start. Here I am trying to get the white polish off of my skin and clean it up a little bit. Now all of it did not come off, but once it dries, it'll come off in the shower. Now I'm putting on the clear top coat. Probably should wait until the white polish is dry a little bit more, but I'm pretty impatient. And I forgot to put it under the lamp. I could have put it under the lamp that I'm going to use a little bit later on in the video. Here is the UV lamp that I use to dry the nails, and I would say it somewhat works. I got it for less than $5, I think. Really, you can only fit about 4 fingers underneath at one time. And I think it takes a little bit too long for me. I think it's on like a 4-minute timer or something, and then it goes off, but it's supposed to dry. I just am too patient to wait to see if it actually dries. I can only probably leave it in a few seconds before I need to move. And the finished product. Ta-da! Just going to put a little oil on my cuticles for a finishing touch to make sure that they don't get all dry and cracked and peeling. I will get closer next time. Hopefully I'll get better as time goes on and the more I do it. But yeah, you need to see up close. I didn't realize how far away from the camera my feet were, but we'll try again. Feel free to leave any tips or pointers for me when it comes to my feet or giving pedicures to myself. Yeah, leave a comment if you want to say something.